This one here, there's really nothing new to this other than there's lots of stuff going on, which means you just have to be extra careful in organizing your work. Now, when we have these embedded brackets, sometimes it's easier to get rid of the inside brackets and work inside out. If you see here that you don't like the fractions, I can times by 3 times by 2 to get rid of the fractions. So there's lots of ways to do this. Okay, now you have to be the big thing though is you just have to be careful here, because there's lots of embedded pieces, and when we multiply everything, especially when we multiply out the denominators, we have to remember that we cannot distribute multiplication across times, right? There's a times here, so I can't distribute here and here. Okay, there's a times here, so I can't distribute here and here. Okay, so we cannot distribute across multiplication. So for the most part, it's probably easier to get rid of the inside brackets first, and maybe deal with the fractions for a little bit anyways. So I'm going to get rid of that inside bracket, and I'm going to end up with 2x times on top, divide on bottom, like that. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of the bracket here and I'm going to just put the x on top because it's a times. I don't like having the x on the side here. Okay, so that's a times x that's on top, minus a positive is minus 1. Okay, so I have a chance to combine like terms here. I can combine these terms if you're comfortable combining those fractions. But I'm just going to get rid of this bracket first because that's a little bit annoying. So remember, when you multiply into a fraction, times is on top, we never put it on the bottom. Okay, so it's going to be negative 8x over 3. Please do not do negative 8x over negative 12. That's wrong. Okay, so this is a negative. So there's lots of things going on, so we have to be really careful with our steps. So I'm going to distribute the negative onto there like that. Okay, so it's going to be positive times 4 divide 3. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. Okay, so then I have plus x over 2 equals, I'm going to combine like terms here because that's going to help me out. So I'm going to end up with x over 2. Now that I have the brackets, all those brackets gotten rid of, I don't have to worry about distributing where distribution doesn't belong. So I'm going to now get rid of my fraction. So I'm going to times 2 times 3. So here the times 3's cancel out, so I get negative 8x. I still have a times 2. Here the times 3 and divide 3 cancel, so I'm going to put times 4 times 2. 4 times 2 times 3. The times 2 and divide 2 cancel, so I end up with x. I still have a times 3. Now I go on to the other side of the equation. Nothing cancels, so I end up with times 2 times 3. The times 2 divide 2 cancel, so I end up with times x times 3. So there's all my fractions gone. Okay, so now I want to group together my like terms here. Let's just clean this up first. So 16x plus 8 plus that's 24 plus 3x equals, that's going to be 48 and minus 3x. Okay, so combine their like terms. So negative 13x plus 30 equals 48 minus 3x. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that plus 13x here. I want my x's on the positive side, on positive x's. So I'm going to get rid of that 48 with a minus 48 on both sides. Again, opposites and balance. You must show opposites and balance. So here I'm going to end up with 10 x's. Okay, the x's cancel out here, so minus 18. Okay, so then divide by 10, divide by 10, x equals negative 1.8. Okay, I really should leave that as 9 over 5. It's negative 9 over 5. Okay, but that is a terminating decimal, so that's not too bad. Okay, so that's one way to do it. I just want to show that you can do the fraction part of this first. Okay, and doing the fraction part of this first, it is an option. It's not easy to do, okay, but if you're good with keeping track of your, I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, if you're not good with, maybe I'll show it in the next video, but if you're not good with keeping track of things, then it's going to be hard to make sure that you're not distributing across the times. Okay, so that's one thing that we're going to have to be careful of when if we want to get rid of the fraction first and not the brackets first.